We are live! Welcome to the Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie show, sponsored by the Beacon Tap, Signature Transportation Group, and our famous Mom and Dad Water. Cousin Donnie, how you feeling today, my man?
Jimbo, what's going on? I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Happy, what's today, Thursday? Happy Thursday. I know some guys played softball this week. A little bit of rain this week, canceled Forest Park. But happy Thursday after No Glove, when everyone's attitude seems a little bit different taking the field this week for their teams. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling better. We've had, obviously it was a rough weekend for us a little bit.
Same.
Unfortunately.
Same.
Not hit the final two games. There was a lot of things that I felt didn't go our way, and unfortunately, we did not come out with the championship. So, but the gentleman who is joining us tonight did, Mr. MVP Keenan Connelly. So happy and thrilled to have him on tonight. I know that we have some questions for him. He's also been on the show before.
Yes.
Because if you remember last year, Donnie, he was one of the hottest free agents in rumor mill.
Correct. He was the hottest free agent in the game. It sounds funny, like calling a softball player a free agent, because it makes it seem like they're going to get these large multi-million-dollar contracts when really they just get to play with a different group of people. But he was a free agent that I think everybody reached out to and asked him to play. At one point, I thought he was going to go to the 45s. At one point, I thought he was signature bound, and then he ended up going to Circus. So interesting offseason for Keenan. Great friend of mine. Talk to him all the time about golf and softball, and great human being as well. But Jim, let's talk about No Glove National Weekend for a sec before we get into Keenan. Give me one big surprise from No Glove National, and then one kind of let down from National.
I felt the tournament kind of went the way I thought it should. I don't know. Surprise. I mean, we both picked. I think we both picked Circus to win the tournament, didn't we?
I didn't want to pick the same team as you.
Yeah.
So I said Flash would three-peat, and they got to the championship and lost the if game. What an unbelievable Sunday for Flash, as they went through. Their first game was Whale, and I think they beat us 3-2, and then they beat you guys, if I'm not mistaken. And then they beat Circus the first time, and then they lost in the championship game. Unbelievable.
I would say the lack of runs scored this weekend.
Yeah. As two pitchers, we kind of feel that, right?
Right. That's one thing I think was a little bit strange. It was just one of those weekends where I think no one could score a run. So
yeah,
that's one thing that kind of stood out to me. There wasn't really any teams or any big upsets. I felt like I didn't really see any.
I have a letdown.
The Chuck game was amazing.
Great game. Fun game to stream. Levi Usher with a walk-off homer. That kid can play. Two bye teams didn't make it to Sunday. Actually,
BTA was 0-2.
Moneyline.
And Moneyline.
Moneyline beat 10 deep or lost their first game to High Y, and then beat 10 deep and then lost to Pharaohs. So Moneyline was a team that was playing really good ball coming into No Glove. I'm sure those guys are, a little bit disappointed with how their weekend went. BTA 0-2, and I think, did March make it to Sunday?
I think they did. They lost to us Saturday night. I don't know if they lost the Saturday night game or not. Did they lose the 9:30 game on Saturday night?
I want to say that they. Well, either way, that could have been 3 bye teams that didn't make it to Sunday. So that's. And I have to give some praise, Jim, for Whale. I think Whale had a wonderful weekend. A team that, you know, it wasn't a bye team. I mean, second year together, some really nice pickups, and Whale had an unbelievable weekend. So shout out to Whale. Just pumped for that. Oh, they lost to Hall of Fame on Sunday. Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to our boy Sam Rogers.
Yeah.
Who has obviously had a freak accident over the weekend.
Yeah.
I believe he broke
His
2
ankle.
bones.
Yeah.
And will, I believe, be having surgery, I think, this week. So I haven't got an update from Mr. Rogers himself, but I do know he wants to live stream on the page, and I told him he's more than welcome to live stream at any time. So Jake Olson, the biggest letdown was the number of Padilla fries Jimmy's kids left in the parking lot. So that's a funny one. So our boy Jake Olson, I don't know, for those that don't know who Jake is, Jake used to play on The Flash, comedian, played on Maxim for many years, played on Miller, played on a lot of different teams, but
comedian.
Predominantly on The Flash. So great, funny, very good dude. So said that he will help us next year on our tournament, which is an awesome gesture for himself to reach out and do what we're asking. So I know our tournament's kind of far away, but our tournament will be June 26th and 27th next year. We want to run the Yuma style Friday night and then single elimination Saturday tournament at multiple parks. So I think that it's an exciting time. We're looking forward to all that. I think it's going to be awesome. I think you, myself, the people that are going to help us run that tournament is going to be cool. So, but before we bring on Keenan, I wanted to mention we had a ton of park winners this week. And so I wanted to throw a shout out to our boys here. So if you want to run through these, Donnie, as I bring them up.
We've got Snatch Softball, winners of the Centennial Park Men's Tuesday A League. Centennial Park, that's out in Oak Lawn. And then we got Mrs. J's in Clarendon Hills, the Summer League out there in Clarendon Hills. So is that Al Rice in the middle, Jim? That isn't. Sean Burke.
Yep.
It's a little small, hard for me to see. We got Nate Kremko.
That's our producer in there, Kyle.
Tyler Atkins and Jimmy Parada, Matty Toomey. Looks like some Iron guys in there. Yep. Kyle. Larry Downs on that team too?
Larry Downs, yep. So a lot of familiar faces in that group.
Mm-hmm. Hey, there's Pickle. Western Springs Park District Men's Tuesday League. Pickle. So congrats to Pickle. There's another Iron guy. Spencer Stanek is on that team.
I do see that, yep.
Iron guys, very successful in these parks. And we got Frost. This is a good team. Elmwood Park Wednesday A League. Frost. This is a combination of Barachos and Goodwood with Mikey Sapinski and we've got Rocco Curio in there.
Yep.
And Steve-O running that team.
Steve-O. I was going to point out Steve-O Rodriguez.
The Rats won the Mount Greenwood Monday, Wednesday A League, so that's cool. Congrats to the Rats. A lot of winners this week, Jim.
I love the fact that we used to be called the Rats, and so these kids are carrying on our name.
We've got the Reaper. Holy cow, there's a lot of people on that photo. The Reapers, the West Lawn Park Monday, Tuesday, Thursday League. Congratulations to Matthew Young, MVP.
Yeah, I believe that is it. We'll get to the Nationals for the state after Keenan for the Iowa team. But really quick before we bring on Keenan, I want to talk about the tournaments obviously coming up. The Wisconsin Dells tournament in September 19th and 20th. It'll be, I believe, last I talked to Clem, there's 5 teams right now in the tournament. Obviously, it's several months away, but Clem will be offering $99 rooms, 3-game guarantee. So September 19th and 20th out in Delton Oaks and Wisconsin Dells. And then, of course, Donnie, dear to my heart, the Dana Strong softball tournament at Wentworth Park. It's the 7th annual tournament, 5625 South Mobile Avenue in Chicago. It'll be our 7th annual Dana Strong tournament. Last I checked, I had over 20 teams on the list.
Great.
As we always do, we always end up with 16. So I think that's going to be a hell of a day, a lot of fun, and can't wait to just celebrate the day with everybody again. The family's doing a tremendous job as well.
That's awesome, man. Congrats on having some success with that tournament again this year, with over 20 teams. And I know it's always a blast, and I'm always happy to be a part of it. So good on you for getting that together again this year, Jim. It's one of the great things you do during the year.
Thank you. So I'm going to bring on our boy Keenan at this moment. Donnie, you need to check your volume of your voice. Your voice is starting to crackle a little bit.
All right, let me leave and I'll be right back. Go ahead.
As I bring him on. What's up, Keenan? How are you, buddy?
What's going on? I'm on top of the world right now.
I bet you are. Welcome to the Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie show. Donnie had to jump off. He was having some issues with his volume, so he'll be jumping on, joining us here in a minute. I wanted to, first say congratulations on winning Forest Park. I believe it's your first one, right?
That is my first one. Yep.
So your first Forest Park, you won the MVP. I think there's a lot of cool things that go with winning the MVP. And then there's our boy Donnie. So either way, I think congratulations for Circus and them winning their second one, you winning your first. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us the feeling it was when you won Forest Park.
Yeah, I mean it's been kind of unbelievable. It's funny to talk to you guys again. Now fast forward months and months later,
Right.
after being a free agent and then making a decision. And I'll tell you what, it was feeling like an interesting decision when we were 0-2 for 2 out of the 3 tournaments going into Forest Park. But everybody showed up and we had a great tournament. So it's really interesting, I think, going into a tournament where you've got a team that can legitimately win. I had to a couple times say to a few people, like, I feel like we're an underdog, but that's just the shooter in me.
Right.
And so that was really interesting to kind of change that mindset of feeling like, no, you can win this game and we can continue to potentially win this whole thing. So I think it's pretty wild. There was a couple times where we were in the winners bracket, and I had never made it that far before, which is funny to say. I've been playing that tournament for quite a long time, and usually we're in the losers bracket fighting for our lives.
Yeah.
But to face you guys in the championship game of the winners bracket was pretty nerve-wracking, pretty exciting. And I mean, it was just awesome. And then to go on to get to the championship and for the Flash team to have to beat us 2 times, I felt really good and really confident. And even after losing the first game, it didn't feel like we got blown out. And I felt like we still have, we're still in control. And I'll tell you what, when the last ball was caught by my guy, Chippy, who is an unbelievable player. I can't believe he ever gets out. Kind of makes zero sense if he does. It's like he wants to get out if he gets out, is what it kind of seems like.
Yeah.
When he caught that ball, it's just like, holy cow, just relief, elation. I mean, I ran over to Eddie, and I think Eddie jumped into my arms, and he's a pretty big man. He's a large man, D1 athlete. If you've seen videos of him trying out for the NFL Combine years ago, you'd be very scared, and he's still kind of a scary guy too. But it was awesome. I mean, I still feel like I'm on top of the world. I'm bleeding everywhere. I dove like a million times. It's awesome. I just feel great.
Yeah, no, it's I can sit there and say it's a great feeling when you win that tournament. It's something that, as we play 16 in softball, it's what everyone wants to win. I think, Forest Park, as a whole, I thought did a tremendous job this weekend with the tournament. I know that there was some, rumblings about the whole gate and this, that, and another, but by Friday they had the gate open in the parking lot, and I think things kind of just ran smoothly from there, and there was really no looking back. The fields they held and they did a tremendous job with the amount of rain that we got both Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I thought that was great.
Can I comment on that really fast, Jimbo?
Yeah.
I would love to be a weatherman because they get paid a lot of money to then be severely incorrect. And I feel like the whole weekend it was supposed to be like torrential, flash flood, downpour, won't be able to see 5 feet in front of you. And we never got rain until the final 2 games in the tournament.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. But continue on.
Yeah. So I was just saying that I just thought the whole weekend was great. I know we had, a lot of teams obviously watching. Unfortunately, I felt Sunday was a little bit down.
Is that?
And that's your mic again, Donnie. Yeah, I felt Sunday was a little bit down. But either way, I thought that the tournament as a whole was run right. I thought that the food was great. I thought that the beer was great. And who knows? I mean, maybe live streaming and a lot of the things that we're doing digitally is affecting the people that are showing up to the game, right? Or, fortunately, it's just softball as a whole, the formats and things like that Sundays are just kind of dying out. But what was your thought, Keenan? I know you've played in a lot of Forest Parks and you've done a lot of things in Forest Park. What was your kind of thought?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. You brought up the beer. It's I was surprised to see the beers were like $7. That's probably not the greatest, but I think probably the weather deterred people, whether or not it's like, you think maybe it might rain. So if there's a possibility, you probably stay away. Who knows? The fence was there. Like maybe that affects it. I'm not sure. The no coolers and who knows? Who's to say? It's probably a combination of all of it. But yeah, I remember back in 2021 when the Shooters made the farthest run that they had ever done. We had the nice comeback against Signature, and then we got to play against Circus actually in the game to get to the championship game to play the 45s. And I remember that's the game that it became one field and everybody could line up in the outfield.
Yeah.
And it was like packed. And that was like a really fun feeling for me of like, all right, I've never been in this game before. This is really cool. It didn't quite feel the same as that back then. And like I said, it's probably the weather didn't really help. So you kind of lose that a little bit. But, as a player, I think you're still how much it means still, despite how many people are there. So, I tried just trying to focus on that. And try to win one. Try to stop Flash from winning 3 times, so we could win once, or I could win once.
Yeah, I mean, I think like softball as a whole, it was an above average weekend for sure, and I thought we saw a lot of good defense, which is, I felt over the last several years, I feel defense and hitting. It's been better defense than hitting. I feel like hitting has been down in our game. I was talking with one of the old timers today, and he's just saying that everyone in softball nowadays, there's no more doubles, triples, and homers. It's more your single hitters and your cuts, and everyone wants to cut and do all this stuff. And it takes a lot more singles to score runs with doubles and triples. And he brought up a good point, maybe is that one of the reasons why runs were down this weekend? I don't know. You had a lot of 3-2 games. You had a lot of 4-2, 4-1, 4-3 all across the board. I know both of the games we played was 5-4, 6-4, and 3-2. The 2 games we lost.
Yeah.
Both of the games that we lost were 3-2.
Right. It's just, and you guys, Circus, you guys played. What was the first one in the winners bracket final? Did you guys? I think it was 6-4 was the final of that first game. Right. So that's a low scoring game, and I just feel like as a whole maybe I don't know. maybe that's why, right? Guys are more cutting and more singles compared to doubles, triples, and homers. I don't know. It was just a
Also,
thought. Yep.
it's a testament to how athletic outfielders are now. I mean, everything in the gap is cut off quick and thrown in really fast. You've got crazy athletes that have cannons for arms. It's difficult to get doubles and triples. And you see them way less now because guys are so fast and guys throw the ball so well. That's kind of maybe why runs are down, right? Because you need to get 3 hits to score a run, or 2 hits, and one needs to be a double to score a run. Because base runners are also fast now too. You get base runners are a premium, so it's interesting to see. You're right, Jim. There are a lot of less extra base hits, and I think that's just due to how athletic the game is now.
Yeah. I think that's a great point, Donnie. I think like when I think about Circus's outfield, like Brian Sherwin seems to be touching every ball, whether or not it's fair or foul in left field. Chippy seems like he gets everything. Tony is just like always in the right spot. And I remember like 2 instances against Flash where like I was able to actually like hit the right field line, which was awesome. And I felt like any other team, like it's a home run. And all of a sudden, like Dispenza's got the ball in as fast as possible. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe that I'm only like I couldn't get home. And then another play in center, I remember it was 2 outs. I was on first. Dags hits a base hit with 2 outs, and I got a good jump. And I'm trying to get to third, and Justin Simkowski is all of a sudden throwing it to third. I missed the sign. I probably should have been out at third, and I kept going, and somehow I was safe at home. But like he almost gunned me out on 2 outs on a base hit, and I've got a good jump. Like I don't know if I'm slow or like he's got a rocket arm. So like you might have a point there.
Those 2 people that you named have 2 of the strongest arms in the game. So I think we just need to be smarter base runners there, Keenan, and understand the personnel.
Maybe the pitching's better. You guys, we got
pitching's way better.
Right here. Maybe the pitchers are better.
Well, I mean, Donnie, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, but for sure, right? I mean,
let me get to my first question.
I do want to point out that Uncle Jimmy did beat Cousin Donnie in the Forest Park tournament because he always likes to call out when he beats me. So,
a hell of a game. It was 3-2. We had the tying run on first. We don't have to talk about it.
Tying
run. we don't have to get into that. Keenan, let me ask you my first question. Okay. So last time we had this, we had you on our show. It was an interesting day for you, if you remember exactly what happened. And it kind of ties into the comments because a lot of people are asking to see a certain see a certain person, a certain individual, which happens to be your child. Keenan, tell me about what happened before you came on the Uncle Jimmy Cousin Donnie show the first time.
Yeah, so that day was a pretty significant day of my life.
Well, obviously
because I was a first-time guest on the show, and I was pretty excited about it. But my wife and I actually had learned that she was pregnant that day.
Ooh,
and so we had found out like probably an hour or 2 prior to me being on the show. So like once again, I was on cloud 9, just kind of like astonished and extremely excited and nervous. So that was a great day. It felt weird because I couldn't really say anything because like it was so early. So I was having a good time with you guys and just kind of internally like going crazy, feeling really great.
Do you have any announcements now that you want to get out there before we carry on?
I'd have to ask my wife. Maybe she's got something for me. I don't know. Hopefully not.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for clearing the air this time before we move forward in the show.
Attaboy, Keenan. Attaboy. So, the first question I have for you is actually about your coach, JD. I know he was on the SSA show, and I know that he was talking about the team, but let's talk a little bit about JD in regards to how he coached the weekend, because he's a guy who's probably used to only having 10 players at the game, right? Like he was saying. And it makes moves really easy. Now when you got as many guys you had trying to get people in, was he a little stressed out this weekend? Give me the nature. Give me what state of mind was JD in this weekend?
If he was nervous, he didn't really show it. It felt like he was just kind of like quiet, confident.
Right.
For me at least. I think with having everybody there, it's a job that I don't envy. I mean, you got a lot of really good players, and it's a good problem to have, but trying to manage all of the expectations for the biggest tournament, despite the earlier part of the season of, struggling, everybody wants to do well in this tournament. So I thought he did a great job. I think everybody got in, every runner got in. We had the Novak nephews on the team. They ran a bunch of times. I thought he did a great job, honestly. And I'll say this, like initially the first game, I actually struggled a little bit. Felt like I couldn't hit the ball. I was like hitting like the top 16th inch of the ball. And could not hit it. And it's, as a player, that's really frustrating. It's such a big ball. It's coming in underhand. You're like, how can I not hit this ball? But he didn't change it up. He had confidence in what I could do, and didn't make any changes. And I remember at one point I said to him, like, I appreciate the confidence you have in me, at keeping this going, keeping me in the same spot. So it felt like he had everything under control. I'm sure internally he probably was extremely stressed out, but it helps when you win. If you can pull out the games against these extremely good teams, especially low scoring like that. Like Jimmy, we played you guys, and to win a 3-2 game, tough game where we got a couple bounces, like that's huge. And sometimes you need those bounces, and I thought he did a good job of making sure that we were confident moving along, and doing what we could do. And so I'm sure he had a huge sigh of relief once that ball was caught, and we could just relax in the if game.
Yeah, it's for sure. I know JD's won a couple of these now. So I know that anytime you're the coach and anytime you're doing things, and let's face it, he had his son next to him too, which probably was a little different for him as well with Jack. So, kudos obviously to JD for handling the team. But my next question is
real quick. Jack was batted 1,000 on the weekend.
Oh, okay. Props to my boy Jack.
He probably just got a text message that's from Jack that said, "Hey, don't forget to mention my batting average."
Yeah. 1 for 1?
He was 1 for 1, yes.
Yeah. Perfect. So the next guy I was going to ask about the team was our boy Timmy, because I saw Timmy playing with a towel all weekend coming out of his ass. Was that towel to wipe his ass? Because or what was that towel for?
I don't know if any of us want to know the answer to that question. I'm not sure. It was a hot one out there. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. So whatever works.
I'm sure he's got a reason for that towel.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. He had a good weekend. He had a great weekend.
Timmy always has a good no glove, I feel. He kind of comes alive during that tournament. I mean, he played 6 games this season leading up to the tournament. He was in great shape, great form.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of our entire team. We were in championship form, ready to go.
Keenan, let me ask you, since now you've won the tournament and you've come close before, what was the moment or the game in this tournament that after you won, you said, all right, maybe we can do this. Maybe this is our time to do this. What was that moment like, or what specific game put you on that mentality?
That's a great question, honestly. Because you think about, you think about all the teams we had to play. No team was easy. You can't. I mean, you guys know how it goes. You can't look past anybody.
Sure.
And I mean, what I think about is like what I had mentioned earlier of the winners bracket final, because I had never been to that spot before. Like now all you're thinking about is like, all right, we're 2 wins away. Like all we have to do is just beat the 45s. And it's as simple as that. And that's not a simple thing to do. You're playing against a team that's been there, has experienced that, has won this tournament many times. So I think about that game, feeling stressed about if we can just get through this game, I think we could do it.
Is he trying to rub it in, Donnie?
I'm sorry?
Listen, it's all
Is he
good.
trying to rub it in?
It's you guys are tough. I mean, you guys are really tough. Like Izzy pitched a great game. Honestly, like he kept us to 3 runs. He got me out. I lined out to him. I think I grounded into a double play at one point against him. So honestly, like that game was huge for us to beat you guys. Jimmy, honestly, I was expecting you to be pitching, so I was a little surprised that Izzy was out there, but he pitched really well. As much as I'm sure you hate to hear that, he pitched well against us. But
no, it's fine. Like I said, we just didn't hit, and I think it came down to in that game we had situations where we just didn't get to hit first and third, first and second, no outs, that type of stuff, and we didn't move runners. We didn't do what we were supposed to do, and that's what happens. So, yeah, I mean, I was a little shocked. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I was a little shocked I wasn't starting either. But to your point, Izzy did a great job, and we were kind of rolling. And you guys beat us in a tough game, 3-2.
Yeah,
and I think it was kind of a down moment. I felt like internally on our squad because I felt like we had the game and we made a couple mistakes, and you guys took advantage of it. And it was tough to bounce back from in that spot, right? So, but that's what good teams do. And unfortunately, it was like a lot of guys on our team, I felt deflated. I felt like it was deflated at that point after we knew we felt we should have won the game, or we felt we should have did something differently, and unfortunately we didn't. So,
yeah,
but that's why you play the games.
I mean, yeah, Jimmy, I feel like I felt like we stole that game from you guys, and like you guys made a couple mistakes, and then we were able to take advantage. So like that's why it felt really tough. Like all the other games, it felt like we were in control, and against you guys, it felt like, okay, we're not fully in control here. And a couple bounces our way, and then we took advantage. And I think like those are the types of games that I know, like with shooters, we would get beaten on because like we couldn't take advantage of like the good bounce,
right?
And I think in 2021 we did a really good job of that. We had success like throughout, but like never could get like all the way there. So I felt really proud of this team. Like we took advantage and we beat a really good team to get to the final, and then force a good team to have to beat us twice, and that's really hard to do.
Yeah. We just had a really good comment come in from Brian Sherwin that says Sean Burke big hit late in the 45s game, then blew up a force out at second base on the next batter. So and that's something that you notice about No Glove National. Those role players have to come up in big spots. Guys that don't get the opportunity to hit for an entire game or an entire 2-game stretch, and now they're called on to swing. And are they going to do the job? That's what you notice a lot of the times when teams win No Glove Nationals. It's those guys. It really is the role players that come up and make big swings and get big hits. And for example, flash of the last 2 years, Mike Manzella in the EH spot just coming up to hit and making good swings, and Julian Gutierrez, guys like that hitting for the pitchers. And those are the guys that lead the teams to the victories, in my opinion. The shortstops are expected to make the plays. The Timmy Koronkowskis are expected to talk shit and get hits, right? But it's the role players that have to come through and make some plays, right?
Yeah, so that's a great point. Like, and Sherwin, I'm happy you commented that, because like Sean is a veteran player. He's been around a lot of these tournaments for years and years and years, and like knows how important a pinch hit is. and to take an out away in that situation. So I don't know if you guys know this. I played with Sean back in 2018. The shooters took a hiatus. A lot of us merged over with Miller. And then I was able to play with Sean Burke. I saw Jake Olson commented earlier. So I got to play with those guys who had a lot of experience and have won this tournament in the past. And it was great to see how they operated, how they felt during this tournament of, like, you're not out of it. Like, you're a bounce away, you're a hit away. Like, you can come back from things.
Right.
And even if you do make mistakes, like, try to limit it, try to make sure that they can't take advantage of it. So that year actually was really interesting for me because I got to experience different experience from other guys. And so now I find myself again with Sean Burke, and it's, here he is making a big hit, making a good play, and then ultimately we win the game as a result.
Yeah, I mean, and God knows how many Miller Lights Sean drank over the weekend. I'm sure probably put a dent in the beer tent down the left field line. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, probably had to spend a fortune to get there.
$7.
So yeah,
That's a lot.
Yeah. So, but once again, congrats. I know it's always a great time to win Forest Park. And Donnie, you'll get your day one day, Donnie.
I'm planning on it. I really do. This year we were close, but close doesn't cut it, right? Fourth place secures another bye, but that's not why we played. Played to win. We'll get there. Some good comments coming in. I want to give a quick shout out, not to take away from your moment, Keenan, but a quick shout out to Mr. Adam Cumby, who was in the chat, who streamed all weekend long. So a huge shout out to Adam and all the work that he puts into, up in the booth and taking photos and editing photos. He does a whole lot over Forest Park weekend. So are you splitting a G right now, Keenan?
I wanted to, but unfortunately I don't have the right glass.
Okay.
I do have a regular one.
That one would have worked.
I was gonna do it, but then I forgot I don't have the right one.
Russ Delude says, "Don't worry, I already called out Donald Rollins for quitting on you Sunday." I left during the rainstorm because I thought the tournament was in bad shape, but I was not there on Thursday. We were unfortunately losing, so I wanted to leave. I'm sure you can understand. Jimmy, go ahead with your next question.
So my next question really kind of leads to what's next for Circus. There's been a lot of
good question.
Up and down. You guys are playing major nationals. You're not playing major nationals. I talked to Timmy. Timmy says we better be playing major nationals. So, Keenan, do you know if Circus is going to be going out to the Joliet Inwood Complex and playing major nationals this year?
I actually don't know. My guess would be yes, because we've won this, to now try to win both, if possible. But I remember earlier in the year, it was like maybe we won't play that and just enjoy Labor Day. I don't know. Winning changes everything. So it's interesting. We haven't officially discussed it as a team. So I actually don't know, but we'll see.
So I bring up major nationals because I text both of you before the show. There's a huge announcement that I want to make.
All caps, huge announcement.
So I got confirmation today that at major nationals, Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie will be running the Home Run Derby contest. So it's going to be the 2025 SSA Home Run Derby, sponsored by Papa Magoo's and Crown Royal.
Okay? Oh, wow. Crown Royal.
So Crown Royal today stopped by me and committed to basically sponsoring the Home Run Derby contest. So we're going to have
that's cool.
We're going to have the Home Run Derby. We also have our boy from Cut Shot,
Mikey Hendricks.
So the winner, and I just want to announce this before we get to your next question, and since we're on major national turn, Mikey Hendricks going to be sponsoring the 12 or the 16-inch balls for the contest, and I am going to be sponsoring the 12-inch balls that we get. So either it's from Rosmondo or from Wild Bill Pearson. We're going to be hitting on the field that probably hits into the woods. So
Okay.
the 12-inch balls that we hit, obviously they're going to be going a mile into the woods. More than likely, we're probably not going to get those back. But that is the plan as of now. And I'm hoping I haven't got a time yet on the home run derby, but there's going to be some serious cash prize money for this. For those contestants that do join, it's going to be $10 to enter the home run derby.
Oh, to enter.
230-foot fences. What'd you say?
It was funny the way you worded that. You said there's going to be some big cash prizes. It's going to be $10 to enter. That's
only $10 to enter the tournament. And I think the winner of the home run derby is going to walk away with his own bat from Cut Shot, and then also a cash prize. So the home run derby, I think we're going to have 2 rounds. So depending on the number of contestants, we're going to take the top 10% of those contestants are going to make the second round. And then those home runs from the first round carry over to the second. So, Donnie, because I know you're going to ask the next question, how does that work, right? So each contestant in the first round, as of today, unless I change it, is going to get 15 swings. Okay? The 15th swing will be a 12-inch ball, which is, we're going to call it the Donnie ball. Okay?
perfect.
The Donnie ball will then, if you hit the Donnie ball over the fence, you will get another Donnie ball. If you hit that one over the fence, you get another Donnie ball. You will get 5 Donnie balls as a plus for that money ball. Okay, so if you hit all 5 over, well, it's an extra 5 home runs added to your total. If you don't hit the Donnie ball over on the first opportunity, you don't get the next 4. So
you go till you stop, or you get 5 max, but if you miss the third one, you don't get a 4th and 5th.
that is correct.
Okay.
So that's how the first round's going to be, and the second round's going to be the exact same way. We're not going to change it. Okay, so that way you get 2 rounds. I think the dimensions of 230 feet, I think, are going to be a perfect dimension for a lot of people that could get in the tournament that maybe can't hit a 250, but can hit a 235.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think that's pretty cool. With that field out there, there's some work I got to do, but I wanted to put it out there today. Crown Royal gave me their commitment. As a matter of fact, they already paid me the money for the home run contest. So Papa Magoo's is going to be a sponsor, and as well as Cut Shot. And so I'm going to try to land one more sponsor. I also want to make an announcement that Steve Cashel and Donnie Rollins will be on the mic live.
Hell yeah.
At the field over the intercom announcing the game, announcing it. We're going to have Geo live streaming, I believe, on the SSA page, or Will Russ or whoever does it from the SSA. So
Excellent.
the SSA will be live streaming the event. The Donnie and Steve Cashel will be announcing over the mic for the people that are there. And then, obviously myself, and then we'll have 2 other individuals helping us count the home runs per individual.
Cool.
Donnie, what we're going to do is have a pre-sign up. That pre-sign up will go 1 week out prior to the tournament. So the day of the draw, people can enter that night for the home run derby. We elect to hopefully get 1 or 2 people from every team if we could, right? The more the merrier. And we'll go from there. So as of now, that is the plan. I think, like I said, if there's anything new that pops up, anything, different, it'd be cool. But yes, Donnie, we are working with the SSA. So that is a step.
Yeah, that is.
For us to move forward.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's kind of everything feels good about this. We'd like to get Adam Cumby involved too, if we can. I feel like that would be a great announcer soup that we can create. Jimmy, I'm really excited about this. Thank you for getting that. And if you guys want to enjoy a wonderful Crown Royal and Sprite, courtesy of the Uncle Jimmy Cousin Donnie show.
Yeah. So there's people putting in the comments that we won't be able to watch. I know Paul Rowan. So we're going to share the SSA stream to our page. So I believe and I don't know, don't quote me on this, Donnie, I'm not a Facebook king, but if you're banned from the SSA page or you can't watch the SSA page, I believe you'll be able to watch on our page. I don't know, without clicking
Is
the
Paul
video. Huh?
Paul banned from the SSA page?
Well, he's saying I won't be able to
he's
watch. So my guess is that he can't watch the
interesting.
SSA.
Okay.
So,
All right.
you know,
Huh.
so I think, and Brady Fisher's like 230 is going to be crazy. I agree, but we want to see home runs, right? We don't want to see people hitting the fences. That's, to me, the more home runs hit, the better, the more entertaining it is. And I think the 12-inch ball is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea. That's a cool. Keenan, will you be entering the home run derby?
That's a good question. I'm intrigued by this, Jimmy. This is a cool announcement. I'm intrigued by the 12-inch ball because it makes me think like you probably got to have a bat that's like more for 12-inch.
Yeah.
Compared to the heavier 16-inch.
Yep.
So maybe Cut Shop will have bats available. I'm not sure.
It's
probably,
you hit it right on the head. My boy
Okay.
Mikey already is making a 27 and 28 ounce cut shot bat for the home run derby for the 12-inch.
Perfect.
But
That's
don't
awesome.
forget Resmondo. I know a lot of the guys, Holstein and some of those guys, they have those 12-inch bats. Guerin, your teammate Chris Guerin, he has a 12. I mean, so some of those guys will probably bring a 12-inch bat. Yes, you'll have to switch over, but I think it's going to be really cool. The element of the 12-inch ball to be put into play in the home run derby. And quite frankly, I want to do it because of Resmondo, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think 9 guys or 7 guys on their team last year entered the home run derby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I think people will stay to watch them hit a 12-inch. And personally, I want to see some of the 16-inch guys hit a 12-inch.
Yeah.
The Al Rice's,
great
the
point.
Jake Reynolds, the
Chris Pakulis hit the 12-inch like 500 feet.
Right. So I think it's going to be really cool to see some of our 16-inch guys hit a 12-inch.
That'd be cool.
Saying.
I agree.
So Drew Leidick says, is there a 500 division? 5 feet under him, Chippy, Mikey, and I. So, but we were talking about that. I know some people asked me to put a contest out there about cutting the ball in certain areas of the field. Yeah, that's just not. I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's fun, but
Not
I
exciting.
don't know how entertaining that is, huh?
Not exciting. Home runs are cool, right?
Chicks don't dig the cut shot.
That's right.
Don't give the cut ball. That's great. Oh man, that's really exciting, Jim. That's cool news, and I'm really happy that they communicated and cooperated with you specifically because I know you've been asking about this for a while. So I'm happy for you that you were able to get it done, man.
Yeah, because you're going to do something. You actually are going to work for once in your life, okay?
But okay, easy. I take my compliment back immediately. Yeah. I rescind my compliment. I'm happy for you. I really am.
So and I think like overall, I think this is good for softball. People will see, everyone working together. I want, Paul Rowan says he's banned, but Paul, we want you at the site. Paul Rowan, you're the president of the Hall of Fame. You should be out there at the site with us, enjoying it. And shit, Paul, you can help us at some format of the game. You can probably help us. So, I mean, even if it's tallying home runs that go over the fence, we're going to need people to do things out there that day. I'm going to put the full budget online in a couple weeks. Once I have, everything in line here, probably by the middle of the month, I'll have that out. I got to call some sponsors. So if anyone's out there that wants to join the sponsor tree, the more money we raise, the more money it's going to be for the Home Run Derby champion. We'll probably pay out the first and second prize, possibly third, depending on how many contestants we get. So I think we'll get over 30, Donnie. My goal is to get 30. I think we'll get 30. I think that's a fair number. Who knows? We might get more, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that would be easy to get 30. I think, especially if it's going to be 230 and a 12-inch ball, I think you're going to get a lot of guys who think they can do it. And who probably can. It'll be interesting to see who can do it. Like I'm sure, like a guy like Spencer Mahoney could probably just like flick the ball and it'll be gone.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
That'd be a guy like that. Probably
Well,
can
last
pound the
time
ball.
Spencer competed in a home run derby at 230-foot fences, Donnie, you want to tell him who beat him?
A lot of guys beat him, but you specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, maybe I take that back.
That was in Yuma, right?
Yes, it was in Yuma, and it was only with 12-inch balls, by the way. It wasn't 16-inch, but I'm sure
that's actually even more shocking.
Yeah, it's not as easy as you think. I'm telling you, it's
hard.
not. It's not as easy as you think. And honestly, like I cut 2 of them as a joke in the actual home run derby because I was the last person to swing, and I cut 2 of them like the left center, but it's not as easy as you think. I'm just telling you. So like some of us might be disappointed that a guy like Kyle Pearson from Resmondo takes 1 12-inch swing and doesn't hit it out, and a guy could hit it 500 and something feet, and we might not see that in round 1, right? So,
right.
But I think it's the element, it's the urgency, it's the element of surprise, and I think that's what's going to be cool about the event. It brings an element of something that we've never seen before, and cash prizes are good, but just doing the event the right way, having Steve Cashel with Donnie on the mic, I'll be behind home plate, counting home runs. Hopefully, I don't know who we're going to have in the field, Donnie. I know in Yuma, they just put a bunch of kids and workers in the field. From a safety perspective, I don't know how that's going to work, but maybe we'll be able to get some of the players out on the field to shag balls and throw the balls back, right? So,
yep.
But all said, Donnie, get to your next question.
Yeah, no, Jim, that's great. Thank you for the information. I'm sure people are excited. Let me get back to our guy Keenan Connelly here. I want to talk about his time this year with the team. Keenan, who's one guy that you have found yourself getting along with really well, and then one guy you can't stand on Circus?
Wow, divisive question. You know what? The guy that comes to mind that I've gotten really along with, I'm going to say my guy Chavez. He is really awesome to watch hit. He just like absolutely pounds the ball. Just hits hump balls, line drives. Even his outs, I think he made a couple outs that were like left center deep. And they were out, but it's like you make it really hard on the outfield. Back to the outfield, like these guys are tracking balls down, so maybe that's part of it. But he's just a good dude. He came from the Creators, I know, and then came over to Circus and won one. I think he won with them in 2021. But he's just a good guy, really positive. Felt like him and I just like fed off each other. If he got a hit, I could get a hit, and vice versa. So that's who comes to mind there. Who do I hate on Circus? I don't think I can. I don't know if I can just limit it to just one. I'm just kidding.
Richie Rico, Jack.
All these guys, they're all good guys. If they're all there, like we're a great team. Maybe I would get upset if they're not there. Like maybe that would be my answer. Like, if Dags isn't there, I'm like, Dags, you told me to come to this team and now you're not here. What's going on? You duped me. So I don't know if I have a good answer. I don't hate anybody. It's like more frustrating. It's like, hey guys, we could be better. We could be really good. I guess the only other person I would think of is Timmy if he yells at me, and that'd be it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
You know what though? He enjoys that.
I know, and that's what's more frustrating than anything.
He's unapologetically Timmy all the time.
Yeah, he is.
Jimmy,
he yelled at me one time. I dove to my left, and apparently was going to be he was going to be able to make the play. It was like one of the first games. I'm like, Timmy, I don't know what to say. I dive. Okay. I don't know if you've ever experienced this before, but I try to get every ball. And he yelled at me a lot.
Well,
but now we're champions.
Hey,
you won the whole thing.
And honestly, that's all that matters.
Yep.
Donnie, what's your next question, my man?
No, go ahead, Jim. You go ahead. I just asked mine.
I don't really have many more questions for our guy Keenan. I know that we always ask the question. We've asked him. He's been on the show before,
Yeah.
so we've asked him our last question.
Okay.
But
I got one more then.
Go ahead.
One more before you get to the final question for Keenan. I saw Ray there. I saw Scotty there. Saw your wife and daughter, and you had a great support system on Sunday with guys that you've played with and people that you've been on the team with for a long time before your venture to Circus. Talk about that support system on Sunday, being that there is no more shooters anymore. Now those guys essentially live vicariously through you, right? So talk about that support from Scotty and Ray, and those guys know so much about the game and are huge fans of the game. So go ahead, I'll let you speak on those relationships.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I've played with those guys for a really long time. I was loyal to that team. I basically said if the shooters are around, I'm playing for them. I'm going to play for Ray. And unfortunately, the team folded, and I wasn't really sure what to do next. And I felt it felt weird to like not play with them, but it just didn't work out the way it had worked out in the years prior. But it's really great to have that support system of those guys to be around and really rooting for me, especially during this big tournament. It helps big time when your wife grows up in a softball family. She allows you, like, she understands, like, oh yeah, softball actually means something. Like, here we are on a podcast talking about softball, and I'm on it for the second time, like, and she understands. It's really great to have the support. And Scotty brought his kids out, his wife out, Ray was there. I took a picture with Ray after we won, and it's just like felt full circle. Like, he taught me so much about everything and showed me the game. And I got to stand on home plate holding the trophy, holding the MVP trophy with him. It's a dream come true. It feels great.
Yep.
Great answer.
Pretty cool. Yeah, and Ray's an incredible dude. I know Ray and I, we have a good relationship. We get along. We talk, I would say, pretty often, about softball, about making the game better. And he still has the passion to want to be involved with softball. So, which is cool, which is really cool, right? So,
yeah, he's umping. He's umping still too.
Yes, he's umping, doing a lot of cool.
He's probably tough as an umpire.
He's tough, but he's a good ump.
Yeah,
he's a fun ump.
He can't be much worse than what we have at the major level. So, but either way, I know the last time you were on the show, we asked you the question, so you can't give the answer you gave before. Okay.
Okay.
But if you were to change softball to make it better today, what is something you would either add to the game or take away from the game to make it interesting?
Yeah, I think last time I think I was talking about the gloves. Like, I'm not a fan of the gloves. I know you had a good answer, good rebuttal to that. But I still don't really like the gloves. But to make it better, I don't really have a good answer. I think, like, what comes to mind right now, just based on, and this is just kind of recency of, like, having people there, like, I don't know, creating an environment that has crowds, I think is really fun, that you can bring people to. It certainly felt like there was less people there this year at Forest Park. So, I don't know what the answer would be there, but, like, creating an environment that that people want to go to, that it's not just the players that want to be there, like extended family wants to be there, friends, people in the neighborhood, maybe even. Like, what else can you do to make it a good experience? I know Ray has talked a little bit about this, trying to make the Eggs tournament. I know he's got some grand ideas of trying to make it more like that, but it's hard to execute, as you know, Jimmy. Like, how do you make sure that people want to come, do they want to come on a Sunday? Like maybe not. Do you want to try to end it on a Saturday? I don't know. But making it more fun so it's not like you're feeling like, oh, I'm leaving family or friends or something and leaving an experience, to people wanting to be there. Maybe would be my answer.
Yeah, no, I mean, we talk a lot about this on the show. It's a hot topic for Donnie and I. One of the things I think that is important is that there's a ton of stuff to do in the world, right? How do we bring in what's interesting in the world to the average age of what Donnie is today to get them to come out to a softball field to watch softball and do the extra activity, whatever that activity may be, And so with social media being so popular and certain things being so popular, how do we benefit off that? And I think that's the biggest thing. And some of the things we've said is Saturday tournaments. I know Donnie's mentioned some other things about doing other outside events at the field. So I mean, as you know, we're going to try a tournament next year at the major level, a round robin Friday and a single elimination Saturday. We hope, it's going to draw more action and more people to stay on the field on Saturday. Maybe have a live band Saturday night if it's feasible. Beer tents and dunk tanks. We're talking about having a dunk tank on Saturday where one member from every team's got to get in the dunk tank. So just doing different stuff, right? And I think keep it fun, interactive, and for those individuals, like to your point, immediate family to come out and have something to do.
Yeah.
And then that's to me, I think that's the biggest. And yeah, you're going to watch softball, but I mean, look at Papa Hops this year. They had a mini farm out on the field for the kids.
Right. Yeah.
They have jump houses many of years. Yeah. They have entertaining things that, let's face it, those kids, most of them are probably not watching the game. They're entertained, and I think that's the big. But great.
Yeah, and it creates an ambiance that people want to be there for. And more teams will want to be there. It is interesting. I noticed felt like there was a lot more young teams around lately, it seemed like. So like that's really good for the game, and you can continue to have that happen if you've got an environment where like it feels good to go to these places. So yeah, that's cool. I didn't realize that you guys were planning something like that. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So one of our umps, probably the best umping in the game. What do you think, Donnie?
Yes. He is. Joe Mons is great. He's a great umpire.
So would like to have Ray work nationals with Oscar and I Labor Day weekend. Look at that.
Really?
There you go.
That sounds great.
We just got Ray another job.
Perfect.
Talk to your father-in-law.
The guy can't retire. He's trying to let this guy be retired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for Donnie and I?
What's next for this show? I mean, you guys have now been doing it for quite a long time. A lot of success. I love that it's kind of like everywhere. You're able to stream everywhere. What's next for the Donnie and Jimmy show?
This is the last episode. This is the last episode.
All right. Well, it's been an honor. I'd like to thank our sponsors, the Beacon Tap, Signature Transportation, and Mom and Dad Water.
And Crown Royal.
It's been great. Crown Royal, well, not yet, but and Papa Magoo's.
Yes. No, the answer is, well, honestly, it's great to see that there is some what's the word I'm looking for is intertwined with the SSA a little bit now with the Home Run Derby. With the SSA Home Run Derby sponsored by Uncle Jimmy, Cousin Donnie, Papa Magoo's Crown Royal, that is a huge step for us because that kind of opens the door to create a potential better relationship and to have access to more games and to have access to more interviews, more people. And that is a great step in the right direction. It's something I've always talked about, Keenan, is trying to mend that relationship. And this is a really good way to start that. That's next on my agenda, is trying to bring everybody together. As cliche as that sounds, I mean that's the goal. Right? We don't want to have any dissociation in this game.
Yeah.
I know that sometimes people have egos, but if we can work on that and create a better relationship, this show will only get better. And a new co-host.
Meaning,
Tim.
we're going to replace you?
Yeah.
Can't replace Donnie.
Yeah, who's
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
replaced here?
Yeah.
Which one? Keenan, congrats. Welcome to the team. Jimmy, what do you got?
What I got is, well, a couple things. First off, we wanted to run our own tournament at the major level. We wanted to have, we wanted to show what that's going to look like. I think we now have that in place. We're going to start working on that in 2026. That's number one. I wanted to show the difference between what we can do with the 2-day tournament compared to our constant 4-day tournament that drags out. And you mentioned it multiple times. Attendance 0-2. Like, can you imagine Circus going in knowing they only got to play 2 days? You guys are going to have 100% attendance.
Well,
Right.
Just my opinion, unless someone's working on it. But the chances of getting people out there 2 days compared to 3 days is you have a much greater opportunity to do that, knowing going in, right? So that's number one. Number two, I think for me, the home run derby thing, to Donnie's point, is a step in the right direction. It shows that we want to make softball better. We want to do the right thing. And I think, it doesn't mean that Donnie and I have never had problems with the SSA. I mean, let's just get that out there clear.
correct.
We've never had problems with the SSA, and I think people think that that's the case. But no, we never did. It was just more around one individual, which we hope to mend that in the future. We've been trying, and we've said that numerous times on the show. And then lastly, I think the biggest thing is starting a players association. And what I mean by that is something that a lot of players over the course of the last several months have come up to me and asked, how are we going to start it? What are we going to do? Right? I have some ideas, and what that player association is going to be about is really about what the players want, right? The SSA's motto is for the players, by the players, but there's no players on the board to a certain extent, okay, at the major level. And I think having some of the major level, the A level, have a voice in kind of what is going on and have a board for the players, then that board can coexist with the SSA or whatever association. I'm assuming the SSA is going to be around moving forward. So if it's the SSA, being able to work with the SSA to make those events better and be the voice of the players, which I feel now, I don't know if there's much of a voice coming from the player side. I mean, would you agree, Donnie and Keenan? Would you guys agree?
Good.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
that's, I think, the cool thing about where we want to go. And I think as we do things in softball, to Donnie's point, the show gets better. I mean, our ultimate goal is to get softball back on TV, right?
Yeah.
On an ESPNU, on something that is broadcasted nationally. Ideally, that's what we want to do. Now, if we continue to get more sponsors and more people seeing our show and more things doing that, we always ask all our guests, we always ask people to go on our page. We want to make our page about the players, about the game. We always ask all of our players, all of our show guests, everyone to go on, click the 3 dots on our Facebook page, invite all the friends, get them to like our page. I believe someone recently did that, and Donnie, I was able to meet somebody new in softball who wasn't a part of softball but had saw our show online and had messaged me personally asking what our show's about. So to me, that's like, those are cool moments. Like, people are seeing what we're doing, and they see the mom and dad water, and they see this Sings for Transportation Group, legit businesses across our state sponsoring our show. And I think that's how it starts, right? I mean, it's continue to grow, which, Donnie, I keep saying we have to reach out to our sponsors. It's that time of year again to find out who we can add, right? So, and we got to collect. So, but either way, yeah, we need some new material. We need some new, just announcing things and stuff like that. We got a pretty awesome tripod sponsored by Mom and Dad Water, which was really cool from them.
That's great.
Signature Transportation Group paid for all of our mics and all the stuff that we do at the field, so we can mic players up and announce the game while they're playing, which is really cool. We've tested that out. The Beacon Tap they pretty much pay for all of our subscriptions and all the stuff that we do to be on multiple platforms at once. So Tommy Reamer and those guys, Kevin Duff, they do a great job of supporting us and doing all that. So that's a great question though. Like, where do you want to go, right? I mean, of course, we love to get our show on ESPN. That'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I'd have to come on for a third time then.
Our guests would be a little more famous, maybe, Keenan.
Yeah. Well, maybe I win a couple more of these things, and maybe I'll be at that level.
You better win another No Glove, or don't. But yeah, no, that's a great question, man. Thank you for kind of asking that, Jim. Good answer. But yeah, anything else, man? You've been great again, as always. You never seem to disappoint.
The only other thing I got is when is the Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie show golf outing?
Okay.
Our boy Dags, he runs golf outings.
I'm aware. He's bugging me about one next month during the week. So we'll see. Gotta try to get off work.
Call me.
I got this new putter. I brought it next to me. Donnie got to see it a couple weeks ago. The new Jailbird. Zero torque. Torque is gone. Torque doesn't exist for me anymore. And if you don't understand that, then you got torque.
Correct. Agree. Keenan, great.
Beat you, Donnie?
Great cameo. Great Jailbird.
I didn't beat him. No, I didn't beat him.
Donnie, you'd be proud of me.
On net, probably.
I shot an 82 this week in the
on
club.
Net. On net, probably. Jimmy, good for you. 82 is a good score.
Yeah.
Last time I played with Keenan, he shot 77.
Attaboy, Keenan.
Keenan's got game.
I'm having a record year here, fellas.
Are you?
Yeah. Kid born, win No Gloves, MVP, shoot 77 with Donnie watching. It's pretty cool.
Us three got to get out there. We'll pick one other person to join us.
Perfect.
We'll play a little. We'll play for some money, Donnie.
I'm in. Keenan, thank you as always, man. I appreciate you a lot.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Yes, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. So, Donnie, as always, Keenan, our boy.
The man.
He's good stuff, man.
The man.
Good stuff. Congrats once again to Circus and him winning the MVP. I think it's a really cool thing. Unfortunately, I don't know how great it is for softball because of the fact that they don't have the commitment level for the season. But hopefully that changes with that team, and that, they do play one league. So
it is good and it's bad because now it just solely heightens the importance of No Glove National and sort of descends the other few tournaments. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because now it's going to be so No Glove National focused for every major team. Like, we can miss a couple guys for Midsummer Classic as long as you're around for No Glove. That's the unfortunate thing. That's the unfortunate thing that could potentially happen from that. But the Circus plays in one league. They focus on that. That's why the team is put together to win a No Glove, and they did. What do you got there? Is this the Iowa tournament?
Yes, I mean we can still see us and talk to us. I couldn't blow it up any bigger. I'm not sure why. So you got to look at our faces, which people want to look at our faces anyways.
Yeah.
But either way, you're 100% right, and I think that softball. I feel it has to be it's got to be commitment first, right? And I think that's what the biggest thing is when it comes to a lot of the teams. But we talk about commitment. I feel the Iowa guys got a lot of commitment, right?
Yep.
Those teams, our boy Sam Rogers just jumped on. So hopefully, Sam, if you want to confirm surgery and certain things, he did say the tripod is sweet.
It is.
So
Sam
our
and I
boy
streamed it, and it was a great time.
Yeah, he did say that the tripod is sweet, which is awesome to see. And he's basically, let's see, who do we got on now that just joined? I seen a bunch of people jump on again. Our boy Noah's on. Welcome, Noah. Ross DeLude, Steve Majerus, our boy JP, our boy Skittles. So welcome the Uncle Jimmy Cousin Donnie show, sponsored by the Beacon Tap, Signature Transportation Group, and Mom and Dad Water. And so we're going to end the show tonight because I know we're running over a little bit of what we like to do. But I want to talk about the Iowa State tournament. I know it's an important one for them, Donnie.
Definitely a huge event for the guys in Iowa. They look forward to this. You accumulate points throughout the year if you're a team from Iowa, and then eventually are placed into the categories and get buys and things like that. So go ahead.
Yeah, so the first, and I know I wish I can blow this up bigger, but if for some reason it wouldn't allow it. I don't know why.
If I can find it.
Yeah, maybe if you could find it, that'd be great. We could talk about the game so we can go back to full screen. But the first game is the High Point Roofing Brew Crew, and it looks like the WP or WPT. Donnie, I don't know either of those teams. I'm assuming they're from Marshalltown. They're just local teams, is my guess. They play in the Chucks, so there's no chance that either one of those teams are going to beat Chucks. The next game, we have Legends and Sub City. Sub City is a team that I feel every year gets better. Okay, we've played them a handful of years now in Iowa. They're definitely a team that gets better. Obviously this tournament's played with gloves. Not to say that they're going to beat Chucks, but definitely Sub City can give Chucks a game. Next, NXT and Michael's Shoes, it looks like, play into Punch. Well, we know Punch. We know Punch very well.
Punch is a good team.
Punch is a very good team. So I would see Punch coming out of there. So I got Chucks, Sub City with Punch and Stover getting it on that side of the bracket. If you go down to, you got Wasted Green plays Perfect Games in the Stover. Winner of that game will lose to Stover. Stover will play Punch. And then we have Coors Light versus Budweiser. Winner of that game plays Hall of Fame. Donnie.
Good, talk to me.
Donnie, let me go back to full screen here. Hold on. Our boy from Hall of Fame, Sam Rogers. How is Hall of Fame going to be without our boy Sam Rogers?
Man, that's such a crushing, mentally. Sam's a great player. They have a lot of really good players on that team, but Sam is one of the, the vocal leaders of that team. I think they have success in this tournament for Sam Rogers.
Well, are they going to dedicate this tournament?
Yeah. Love it.
To Sam Rogers.
Love it.
We should just say that this tournament is dedicated to Sam Rogers.
I love it. I'm all for it. I think that's a great idea.
So we got Hall of Fame winning that one. The Crush and the CR Cubs. Crush and the CR Cubs. I'm not sure of that one.
Okay.
You ever heard of the Cubs?
I have not. I have not heard of the Crush. I have not heard of the CR Cubs. If anybody in the chat has some insight on these guys, that would be great, as we would definitely appreciate that.
I do have Range winning those three teams. Range will play Hall of Fame. So hopefully we're writing this down, right? We got Chucks, Sub City,
Punch.
Chucks, Sub City, Punch, Stover. Okay, that'll be your final four up top. You're gonna have Hall of Fame. I'm gonna say Range, F-Town, right?
And then Rick's is on the bottom.
You got BYU and Westside playing F-Town. I think F-Town wins that. And then you got Bullies versus Hogs in the Ricks. I think Ricks probably wins that. So your final 8 of the winners bracket is Chuck, Sub City, Punch, Stover, Hall of Fame.
We got some
Range.
comments. Jake Reynolds says CR Cubs. I believe it's their first 16-inch tournament. So maybe some 12-inch guys, or maybe guys that haven't played the game before. So that's cool to see some new teams. I think Iowa does a really nice job of producing some new teams, and we're definitely happy to see that. Levi will be with Westside. So BYU and Westside, Levi Usher will be with Westside.
Really?
That's cool.
Very cool.
And why is that, Brady? Why is he playing with them?
Yeah, that's a good point. So I'm not sure why he's playing with. Maybe because I think the way they do it, Donnie, they do a major, they do A, and they do B.
Yeah.
So maybe the West Side team is more 12-inch guys or something.
Or maybe those are like friends from the neighborhood or something.
Maybe he said that they're a sleeper team for sure. So,
Okay.
so that's good to know. Donnie, who do you have winning the tournament?
Oh, his dad coaches West Side. This is going to be the. There's always a bigger plan in this world, right? There's always a bigger message.
I mean, it's easy to pick Chucks or Hall of Fame, right?
I want to pick Hall of Fame because the fact that Sam's down and those guys are going to rally for Sam because he can't play. I want to go with Hall of Fame because I think it would be an awesome story and those guys play a heck of a softball game.
So you're going to go Hall of Fame. So Donnie.
His dad coaches West Side, a bunch of veteran 16-inch guys on West Side. So they're a sleeper team in this tournament. They'll run into F-Town if they beat BYU in their first game.
So Donnie, you're going to pick.
Yeah.
Now they are playing with a glove.
Okay, that helps.
So let me look at that bottom bracket. F-Town's going to – well, no, they're playing West Side.
Yeah.
So they're saying West Side could beat F-Town. I don't think West Side does. I think F-Town, my boy F-Town, they're going to pull that out. So F-Town makes a run to the Final Four, and then they'll have to beat Hall of Fame to get into the championship. Right? That's the way it looks. Chucks will have to beat Stover. So Chucks will be
thin.
Huh?
Chucks is thin this weekend.
Yeah, but are they losing the Sub City or Punch or Stover?
Yep. I mean, if you're a Chucks fan, if you're a fan of Chucks softball, you hope not.
I would say not.
If you're a Sub City fan, you'd love to see it happen.
I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna say, well, I did pick the last 2 winners, just so you know, of tournaments we picked, right?
You did. You picked us, Stars and Stripes, and then you picked Circus.
And I picked Gravediggers.
That's right. That's right. We did.
Okay. So if Uncle Jimmy picks you, you have a good chance. I'm gonna pick F-Town.
Okay.
This weekend to get to the championship and win the state tournament for Iowa.
Love it.
All right.
Okay.
Don't let me down, F-Town. Don't let me down. If not, you're going to be on Uncle Jimmy's shit list.
All right.
Donnie, any questions or anything you have for Uncle Jimmy?
Last thing before we leave, 2 tournaments this weekend in Melrose. There's one. And then you've got the Seriali tournament at Hamlin Park, which is a really fun one. So I'll be out there with my guy Owen, and I'm pumped to be a part of that team with some guys I don't get a chance to play with very often. It's Unlimited Arc, which is new or different for a lot of guys that I never play Unlimited Arc. So I'm curious to see how that goes, but I'm really pumped to be part of the team. So
this is the first time, probably since 15 years, that I haven't played in the Hamlin tournament. I'm actually doing a parade in Shorewood on Sunday for the bar for Pop Magoo's.
Cool.
So, but I have won that tournament a couple times back in the day, way back in the day, 15 plus years ago. I know we've won it a couple times with your boy Chippy. Chippy had to be 18 years old. But yeah, it was definitely, definitely a good time, Hamlin tournament. Our boy Chris Panka says, man, no more episodes, hashtag at the end. So our boy Chris. So
all right.
All right.
Sounds good to me, man.
You,
Well,
you know who Chris Pohanka is?
I don't know. Have I met him before?
You have not. No, he's a guy that I went to school with. So,
Okay.
all right. Oh, he wanted to know what number episode we're at. So,
A lot.
but all right, my man. Well, have a good day. Thank you for watching the Uncle Jimmy Cousin Donnie
All
show, sponsored by the Beacon Tap. Over my kids.
Do it again. Come back, Jimmy. Yeah.
So, all right.
That's hilarious. See you later.
So, Donnie, enjoy your night, my man. All right, buddy.
Later.